Eventually it goes all the way up to the FBI.
I can't get it off my feeds.
You always have in documentaries, don't you? Like the heroes and the villain.
Police body cam footage was about 20 minutes long. That twist was like... Hey guys, this is Cut to the Take.
Today we're going to be talking about Unknown Number, the High School Catfish.
Indeed. I can't get it off my feeds.
No.
It's just everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And I thought it would be interesting to sort of talk about why that is. And I think it really comes down to the twist.
Yeah, it does.
Of this one.
Yeah, it's a great twist. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it was her mum, and I think it was also kind of the way that they decided to edit it.
Yeah.
Right? Because in the very beginning, you saw her mum in there and you saw how she was speaking, and it really threw me off.
I loved that. I loved that about it, that she was almost like, because you always have in documentaries, don't you, like the heroes and the villain. And she was one of the heroes at the start. I was like, oh, look, here's like a loving mother.
Exactly. And she was going in, and, you know, the way that she was telling the story was as if she was telling the story about the fact that she didn't know who it was.
Yeah, and how she was trying to protect Lauren and Owen.
Exactly. And they cut it like that. And I thought that was really interesting. I actually read an interview with the director.
Okay.
And they asked, you know, why did you decide to cut it this way? And why did you decide to sort of organize the story in this way, where the mum Kendra actually came in early and was presented as if she was also a victim in this. And she basically said that it was actually led by the way that the interview unfolded.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
So the way that Kendra was speaking was in that tone. So
interesting.
It kind of made me think a little bit like, oh, well, that's interesting. I wonder if that's kind of how Kendra looks at it still. Like she doesn't, because I feel like from the documentary, you definitely got a sense that she doesn't really fully understand
what she's done.
And
as well, I feel like the documentary ends very open-ended. Like it's not resolved. It's not like, you know, her and Lauren have this big sort of therapy session and, you know, over the years she's been in prison, she sort of diverges into her own mind and goes, this is exactly why I did it. It's kind of this weird thing of like, well, I was just trying to protect my kid, and it's like protect her in a very strange way.
Yeah, I think it was really interesting. And I mean, I think also when you mentioned protecting the kid, I think that's also probably one of the reasons why it's done so well, because essentially it's like, it appeals to lots of groups of people.
It does.
Right? It appeals to the teens who are watching Netflix, because obviously it's a teen story. But it also appeals to the parents and people who have kids themselves. And it also appeals to really anybody who's on social media talking to other people.
Yeah, of course.
So it's got these like universal themes. And I think that's probably why, you know, it's been clipped. And then you add the twist into it. And it's just one of those things where it's almost like relatable. It's not like this huge like corporate like espionage like documentary or anything.
absolutely
you know?
And as well, like it has those themes of like, you know, anyone who has issues with their own parents, you know, that's something that you examine. I mean, wow, talking about, you know, parents with the mum, I mean, what a mum. What a mum to have.
I did think it was also really interesting how they got the body cam footage and how they showed that.
Yeah, that was really interesting because you actually got to see the raw emotion in the moment.
I know.
She looked quite confused, I thought.
Yeah.
Like quite overwhelmed, but not overwhelmed, like not guilty.
I know.
Just
I know what you mean. Confused, like the sort of like unbelievable, like she didn't really understand what was going on,
or the magnitude of what was going on, at least.
Yeah, exactly. And in that interview that I read with the director, she also said that the whole police body cam footage was about 20 minutes long.
Oh, wow.
And how she was saying how, we wanted to put the whole thing in, but obviously you can't put 20 minutes of body cam footage in.
Yeah.
I was like, considering
bonus
how...
content.
I know, well, I was thinking this. I was thinking, considering how well this documentary's done, they should see if they can release that whole 20 minutes as like extra bonus content. Because people, I mean, it's literally everywhere. People are, you know, figuring out all these different things.
I have seen lots of podcasts trying to break it down, like go further into Kendra's mind.
Yeah.
You know, and for a simple £5 more a month, you can get the bonus content right here. Joking, we don't have that content. Sorry.
No, we don't. The bonus content is right here.
Yeah, it's just in the room here.
This is the bonus content. But it did get me thinking, I mean, what kind of shows or films have you watched or seen that have pretty amazing twists? Can you think of any? I can think of one. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody if you haven't seen it, but Shutter Island for me.
Yeah, that's a good twist.
That twist was like...
solid twist. I loved that twist as well.
Yeah.
Like, I actually loved that it was him and the, you know...
And don't give any more out.
I was going to go in there. I mean, that's a film that's been out for a while, though.
Yeah,
surely we
true.
can explain the twist.
Yeah.
A twist for me is The Usual Suspects. I absolutely love that twist.
Oh, yeah.
Kaiser Soze or whatever. Yeah, I just think that's a really, really good piece of writing. He basically comes up with the entire narrative whilst being interviewed by the police detective, looking at the board of evidence behind the police detective.
Yeah,
And then just tells the entire story of the film.
Interesting. Yeah. Really no, that's a good one. Do you think they only work once though? Once you've could you rewatch it? Could you rewatch something? Like, I'm thinking about this documentary, right? It's like, now that I know that it's Kendra, in a way, part of me wants to go back and rewatch it now that I know that it's Kendra, just to see what she's like in the interview. But then I'm like, okay, once I've done that, I'm like, does it kind of ruin it for you? I don't know.
I get what you mean. I actually think it's quite uncommon. I love documentaries. It's my favourite genre of film, but I think it's uncommon, for people to go back and revisit documentaries.
It is,
because it's almost like, well, we've learnt what we needed to do. Whereas, like, I could probably say I've watched Game of Thrones 5 times.
Yeah.
But I go back and revisit it because I don't know.
Films.
Because I'm kind of like, oh, did I miss something? And most of the time you do.
Yeah.
Whereas with a documentary, you're like, I agree. It's like, well, we know Kendra did it. So
yeah, no, that's a really
the rush is.
I know that is a really good point though. People tend not to go back and rewatch documentaries, as you said, because once you've seen it, it's like, well, I've learned everything I need to know. I know what the story is now.
Like, it would have to be a long time. I think that one of the documentaries I've rewatched multiple times is Super Size Me. I've watched that probably about 3 times.
Yeah.
But
that's a good one.
Staying on this, I want to ask you a couple of questions about it.
Okay.
About Unknown Number. So, do you think it is more unsettling to watch a story that ends messy, unresolved trauma, or one that ties everything up? What do you prefer?
Well, I think it depends on what the genre is, doesn't it? I mean, if you've got like these really open-ended I think with Untold Stories, obviously, it did end a little bit messy. It hasn't tied everything up neatly with a bow. But I think it's reality. It's documentary. And life isn't neat and bow-like, you know?
Absolutely.
If it was... whoever's life is like that, please let me know what your secret is, because I'd love to know.
Same here.
But again, I think it depends on the genre. Like, if we're talking Thursday Murder Club, for example.
Oh yes.
That genre.
We need things tied up there.
Exactly, and also it suits the type of watching that you're going to do. But if you're in a really intense thriller, I don't think it necessarily needs to end perfectly.
Yeah.
I think having sort of a messy ending depends.
Leaves it open-ended, I guess.
It depends on what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. That's a good. I like that.
Is that a good
Depends
answer?
what I'm looking for.
Yeah, as a viewer.
Okay, I've got one more question for you. So, out of these 2 documentaries, if you could recommend one to someone who's never watched a true crime documentary before, would you recommend Unknown Number, the High School Catfish, or Making a Murderer?
Oh, Making a Murderer.
We do.
I think Making a Murderer is the documentary series that...
Is it the GOAT?
But it's the one that made it big on Netflix.
I think that was like the blueprint.
It was, it was the one that everybody went, oh my God.
Because I remember being hooked on that, because they turned it into episodes, didn't they? It was actually a docu-series.
Yes.
And then it was so popular they made a season 2.
Yeah, I think Making a Murderer was the blueprint for Netflix of what makes a broadly appealing, very viral documentary.
Yeah. It had all the elements, didn't it?
Yeah. So I think and also it's just such a bigger story.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like nothing like that has been made. They haven't been able to replicate that since.
No, because I think it was also unfolding in real time.
Yeah,
and everybody cottoned on to what the that whole genre was, and it's a little bit harder now, I think, to break through in that same way. But also Making a Murderer, and the fact that it was unfolding in real time, and they'd spent so much time with that family and filming with them and getting to know them. I think from if memory serves me,
distant memory.
It was a long process.
I think
filming with them.
Yeah, I want to say like 10 years or something.
I want to say that too. So we might be wrong, but you're not going to be able to replicate that immediately. That you're going to need 10 years to do that. So I think if you haven't watched Making a Murderer, go watch that. That is incredible. And then watch Untold Stories.
Absolutely.
Unknown Number.
Unknown Number. You can also watch Untold Stories. Where is that, Sophie?
Where is that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for being here, guys. If you want to watch the full episode, make sure to click on the playlist. Otherwise, if you've enjoyed this cut to the take, please do like, subscribe, comment down below to let us know your thoughts. It always does help. And we put these out every single week. So we will see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.